When you're living with ALS, technology isn't just a nice to have, It's often a complete lifeline. I mean, it's the difference between being connected or isolated, between being dependent or truly free. So today, we're going to dive into some of the incredible assistive tech that's literally changing lives. Yeah, that quote, it just hits you, right? It gets right to the heart of what we're talking about. This isn't about cool new gadgets. Nope, it's all about empowerment. It's about getting back a sense of control when a disease is trying to take it away. So, what is this technology really? What are we talking about here?
Okay, so assistive technology, or AT for short, is a super broad term. It can be anything, really. I'm talking from a simple, low-tech thing like a specially designed fork, all the way up to some seriously futuristic stuff, like a device that can literally read your brainwaves. But no matter how simple or complex, the goal is always the same: helping someone maintain their abilities and live their life.
All right, let's jump right into mobility. This is often one of the first things that ALS affects. And, being able to move around, it's so fundamental to our sense of freedom, right? The good news is, this is an area where technology provides a whole range of solutions that adapt as things change. So, here's the big question, right? Imagine walking becomes unstable. Fatigue is setting in, and suddenly, the risk of falling is a very real, very serious concern. How does technology actually step in to help with that? How does it provide that stability and safety that you need?
Well, it usually happens in stages. Think of it like a ladder of support. You start with something like a cane, or maybe what's called an AFO, that's an ankle-foot orthosis, basically a brace that stops your foot from dragging. Then, as your needs change, you might climb to the next rung, like a walker, for more stability. Eventually, a power wheelchair becomes absolutely essential for freedom. And then you get to the really cutting-edge stuff, like exoskeletons that can help with rehab and keeping muscles active. And we're not talking about your basic wheelchair here. A high-end power wheelchair can cost, get this, up to $30,000. And you might be wondering, why so much? Well, it's because they have these absolutely critical features, like the ability to tilt, which is crucial for preventing really dangerous pressure sores. It's a huge investment for sure, but it's an investment in someone's health and their freedom.
And there's that word again, lifeline. It just says everything, doesn't it? It's literally the difference between being stuck in one room and being able to get out and navigate the world. But, as you know, independence is about so much more than just movement. It's also about our body's most basic, most essential functions.
So now we're shifting gears from mobility to the tech that supports, well, the very basics: breathing and eating. And this is where things get really serious. In this area, assistive technology isn't just about improving quality of life, it's literally about sustaining life itself. And the impact here is just staggering. The leading cause of death in ALS is respiratory failure. But these non-invasive ventilation machines, they're called NIVs, they can extend survival by an average of 12 months. Just think about that. That's a whole extra year of life, made possible entirely by this piece of technology. So, what are the options on the table? Well, on the one hand, you have non-invasive ventilation, like a BiPAP machine. It just uses a mask to help you breathe. It's portable, and the risk of infection is way lower. On the other hand, for more advanced stages, there's invasive ventilation, which requires a surgery to create a tracheostomy. Now, that's the most effective support you can get, but it comes with higher risks. It's a really critical decision for families with some big trade-offs. And it's not just about the numbers on a chart, right? This quote gets to the day-to-day reality. It's about feeling better. It's about actually having the energy to talk to your family, to watch a movie, to just be in the world, all because you can finally breathe a little easier. And you know what? We see that same kind of progression when it comes to nutrition. When swallowing gets tough, the solutions start simple, maybe some weighted utensils to help with tremors. Then you might adapt by using food thickeners. Down the line, a PEG tube can provide nutrition directly. And then, this is incredible, there are even high-tech robotic arms that can give someone back the independence of feeding themselves. Okay, let's bring our focus back into the home now. Because honestly, it's often in those small, everyday tasks, the things we all take for granted, that independence really gets challenged. And this is where some simple, really clever bits of tech can make a massive difference.
I think this quote from a caregiver is just so relatable. It really shows you that sometimes the most life-changing technology isn't some complex, expensive machine. A simple thing like a raised toilet seat, that can restore a person's privacy and dignity in a way that's hard to even measure.
And that experience, it's not just a one-off story. The The data backs it up big time. A whopping 90% of people report that these kinds of assistive technologies actually improve their physical function. Bottom line, this stuff works. It makes a real, tangible difference in people's lives.
And just look at the range of options here. For something like dressing, the solution could be a simple button hook or just swapping out buttons for Velcro. In the bathroom, you've got everything from basic grab bars to high-tech bidet attachments. For getting around the house, what starts as a simple ramp might eventually become a stair lift. And for just controlling your environment, a long-handled reacher can evolve into a full-on, voice-controlled smart home. The possibilities are amazing.
Okay, now we're getting to the real frontier. This is where the technology starts to feel like it's straight out of a science fiction movie. We're talking about where the human mind meets the machine, all in an effort to restore what is arguably our most fundamental ability: communication.
The key piece of tech here is something called a brain-computer interface, or BCI. So what is that? It's a system that creates a direct link between the electrical signals in your brain and a computer. And here's the truly revolutionary part. It completely bypasses the body's nerve pathways that have been damaged by ALS.
Just pause and think about what that actually means for a second. With a BCI, someone who is completely locked in could potentially translate their thoughts directly into a synthesized voice. They could move a cursor on a screen just by thinking about it, turn on the lights, send an email, communicate with loved ones, all without moving a single muscle. It's a powerful way to fight the incredible stress and isolation that can come with the disease.
But of course, we have to be realistic. This incredible technology comes with some major real-world challenges. First off, the cost is high. We're talking $10,000 or more. Then there's the nightmare of trying to get insurance to cover it. And on top of that, it takes a lot of training and support to learn how to use it. So for right now, actually getting access to this stuff is still a huge barrier for a lot of people.
So, when you look at the whole picture, the range of assistive tech for ALS is just massive. We've gone from a simple cane that offers a little more stability all the way to a computer cursor that's controlled purely by thought. But you know what? Every single one of these devices, from the simplest to the most complex, does the exact same thing. It builds a bridge, reconnecting a person to their world.
And all of this leaves us with a really fascinating question to chew on. As this tech gets more and more advanced, more integrated, when it moves from being just a tool we use to basically an extension of our own thoughts, what does the future of independence even look like? What new doors is this going to open, not just for people with ALS, but for all of us? It's definitely something to think about.